Thank you for accepting to be part of this interview. My name is Tumukunde Anet, working with ETG and the coordinator for Western Region. We are here to do the interview to improve our farm and also our services that we provide to the nation. So we shall be doing this interview and we shall be recording, and everything will be for our internal purposes. It will be for top management. We want to know the challenges that you face as farmers. Thank you for accepting this interview. May you introduce yourself? Nalwega Joan, by the names. Owner of Jojo Farmers Center. Can you tell me what do you do? I sell farm supplements or chemicals for farming. How are your operations? During the rain season, everything is moving, but during the dry season, there are some shortages. Apart from sales, how about inventory management? How do you manage your stocks? How do you know that this is moving out of the store and this is what I have to buy and what I have to stock again? I record what I receive. I also record what I have sold out. There are some challenges in businesses. What challenges do you face in your day? Apart from bad seasons and good season, some customers want credit services, some they pay, some they default. This time the rain failed to come. It was a big challenge. So I had to sell like 2,000 bags of fertilizers, but now I've sold only 500 bags. So it is a big challenge. Do you think there's any other challenge which challenges you? As also the prices of some products is high. Also like Falcozeb, the price usually was lower price. The farmer is affected. So usually they had to pay they had to buy the product at 12,000, but now it is like 14,000 and 15,000. Also the fertilizers, the prices, they are changing. The price is increasing at a very fast speed. How many years have you been in How many years have you been in operation? 5 years. Did you have any background in farming? Yes, I had 2 years of experience in farming. 2 years of experience in farming. Do you feel like you need to open new branches? I still have one branch. How many workers do you have? I have 4 workers. Uh, do you have challenges explaining to the farmers or advising farmers or getting new customers? Explaining to the customer, you may explain in a different way and they do something which is different. And if they have an issue, they are angry, disappointed. Sometimes you tell them to mix 150 meals and sometimes they prepare 100 meals. So sometimes we give them demos to do even the spraying of their gardens to prove that they are the people who are responsible for their own mistakes. But some they accept, some they deny. So why do we do this? Is because if it fails in our hands to demonstrate to them, then we are putting the blame to the company. You find problem in managing your stock. I don't have a system which follows up that. Sometimes we may fail even to track some boxes because it is piled, the boxes are piled on top of each other. So if I get a computer, it can help me to do this stuff. Especially you have issues with is losing track of the products if they're available or not. So do you do stock counting? Especially when especially when the year is ending. Sometimes we do it in the beginning of the year. So does it mean that you spend the whole year without balancing or doing any calculations, balancing your stock? Yeah, it is it. I do once in a year. How is your relationship with these suppliers in ordering or making payments and the quality? Some companies, we make orders, we deposit the money and they give you time, like 1 month. Some they bring the products up to your shop, like Bukola. If you buy, if you make order, if you put their money, then they give you a car to bring it for you. Some companies they don't deliver, but now some companies like Ubaili also they try to deliver up to your doorstep. There are like two companies which do delivery, but others they don't do. Which one is better for the company to deliver, or you pick the products from the company? I think the vans should be in place. I can get my transport if they reduce my transportation costs. But if the price remains the same, they should transport their products to the outlets or to us. If you make orders, do orders arrive in time unless the products are not available? And those which are out of stock, they give you at least 1 week. But most of them, they arrive on time. So I heard you make some purchases on credit and some on cash. So which period how much period do they give you to repay back? How do you manage? They give us some sample time. Some companies they come in field on Monday. By Friday they need their money. Sometimes some companies they bring in the beginning of the month. By the end you have to pay back. So it is upon you to be trustworthy to your supplier. If you don't pay, next time you don't get any product. Some you make even agreements. Some people they supply you without even payment. Do you decide what you get on credit or they decide for you? It is you to decide. In terms of the products, you or in terms of money. In terms of product, do they give a certain credit limit or you decide your own credit limit which they cannot exceed? Most companies they evaluate your shop, they they evaluate your shop and then they give you maybe 20 million according to the or 50 million or 100 million, but sometimes repayment is within 8 months to 7 months, 7 or 8 months. There are two companies which do like that. Not all companies have specified time. Some companies even some companies even give you even a period beyond one year. It depends on the way you pay. If you have paid half of the money of the products which you received on credit, they may even give you more products. So it means your debt is increasing also. Do you think the system is good or not? Or is it helpful or not? It helps. It helps you to develop when the company is supporting you. What is the most frustrating point when working with these companies? Usually they change the workers. Another thing is increasing the prices. Sometimes this delay in deliveries, especially in the season. Sometimes it is the time of sowing and then DAP is not available. Sometimes you promise some customers, but there are always delays. Uh, have you ever received the wrong delivery? It happens. Some companies, not all companies, they give wrong orders. Sometimes I don't know if it is because they did not listen carefully of my orders or what we order. Sometimes you order different quantities, maybe 1 liter, and they give you a half liter. Do they give less numbers? Do these companies usually give you less numbers or less quantities? Maybe you order 15 and they give you 10. It happens a lot. Sometimes why it happens because I think they don't have these products, and sometimes they do it according the way how you pay. 15 years is not small time. Every time you purchase or you increase on your stock, how do you decide what you will buy? It depends on demand and the number of customers. Like here, Marcosep really is highly demanded. So because of high demand, you cannot even bring 2 sacks because immediately they step in the shop. That is the time they move out of the shop. Apart from demand, so what factors determine you ordering some products? Also, it depends on my pocket or my budget. Sometimes my budget is less than my what I want. Have you ever found, have you ever experienced that you have some products which, have you ever experienced some products staying on the shelf for a long period of time? Because some products you need to explain to the farmers. So because different companies are starting to bring different products, yet the farmers are used to some products. They are rigid to certain products. They usually order from a specific product. So you may find that they don't mind some product because they are used to one product. So in a year you have 2 seasons. How many times do you have these products which are staying on the shelf for a long period of time? How many times do you have this stock which is staying on shelf for a long time? Especially when the product, some companies they have the same product. So the first company has to go out of stock of its product, then we can be able also to sell the other product which is in stock. If you find that you have some products which are near expiry, like 4 months, so how do you do it? Sometimes you have to sell it at a lower price than what you obtain it. Are there any other ways without reducing the price how you can remove this product from the stock? There are some products you first use it in your garden or you give it to the customers you trust. When it will work for them, they can even pay you. There are some tomato farmers. There are some new companies. Some people they deny some products from some companies, especially the new ones. But if you give it to a farmer and it works for them, he can be able to market that product if you just give it to that farmer. There are some demonstration farmers. If they try it in their gardens and it works, we use it an example to other farmers to inspire other farmers. How do you decide what you sell on cash or what you sell on credit? It depends on my relationship with the farmers or my customers. If you give some farmers on credit, they don't pay. Even some people who buy in bulk. some people, if you they buy some products, if they don't work, they don't want to pay. They want us to plead that it never worked, the product was defective. Are there some products which you feel I cannot give them on credit, or just generalize? We generalize everything. There are some farmers who are trustworthy, so we cannot deny to give them the products. We cannot deny to give them on credit. So every product can be given, also can be sold on credit, depending. What period is the most difficult for the people who are taking your products on credit? That is the time of picking, the time of repayment, because some companies, they give you their products on money and they expect you to pay by Friday. So usually there's this multiple credit systems where you give credit system to one, you receive the product on credit, and also you give it to another buyer on credit, and also he sells it to another buyer on credit. So you find that the credit is reciprocating, yet you need to pay the distributor, yet also you need to demand, and also yet also the buyer needs also to demand. What is the biggest challenge for these farmers who are taking our products on credit? It's not easy to explain to them. Sometimes you explain to them some issues, sometimes they do different things. So that is one of the challenge, apart from uh, credit, the credit being a problem. So, so sometimes also they don't have any experienced people. They usually use casual labor people who they are next to. They You find those workers who work. So you find that these farm workers, they explain different different instructions. Also they follow their experience instead of following what they are advised to do, the instructions on the chemicals. They follow their own understanding or how they have been doing it, so they are somehow rigid. So if you tell them to use 30 mils, for them they use 50. And you find the output is failing, or the produce is failing, the farm output is failing. How many days do you give a person who is taking products on credit? How many days do you give them to repay? There is no specific time. So some, they estimate depending on on their harvest time. Sometimes other people, for example, they depend on the market, and they may reach the market when the market is it is down. We don't give any specified period to the farmer or a buyer. Do you think if we don't specify the period, do they take us for granted not to specify, not to buy in, not to pay? Also, that I think that is also a problem. Sometimes when you try to look for these payments from them, usually find the shop. If it is a shop, it is closed. Sometimes we don't know exact location of their farms. Sometimes you find the children, sometimes you find the kids. Sometimes they have the money but they cannot pay immediately. What percentage pays you promptly without wrangles? 30%, because they need products from you and they still want to be in production. What challenge do you face? What challenge do you face as you're establishing a relationship with the farmers? Not delayed payments. Those datas they don't pay. So sometimes they change where they buy from. Instead of buying from our shops, they change they change their suppliers. So some people they even shift from the region, buying from this region, they buy from another region. Yet they took things on credit. Sometimes the prices increase in the prices. So I can stock 20 bags and I sell it within 10 days. Some they stock 10 bags and they sell it within 1 month. So if they find that my stock, which is new, the price has increased, they may not come to my shop. So they have to go to the shop where the stock is low, where the stock is not moving but the prices are low. Some shops they sell products which are not certified. Some products you find that they have some accidents, and then you find that some of the products are leaking. In case you find a leaking jerrycan which never met the standards, do the companies make a replacement or refund Most new companies you have to suffer. Old firms or companies, they can refund you. So especially for these pumps, sometimes when they pack them, sometimes they're in the boxes uncovered. When you open, you may find that they have damage and leak. Also sometimes there is some ignorance of the products, also breaches our understanding with the farmers. Have you ever participated in any government program? We fear those programs because they need a lot of money. Apart from capital, is there any other challenge, other reason why you don't participate in those programs? I see only delayed payments from the government. Have you ever had a scenario where the government never paid? I hear only complaints. They gave us, we supplied, but they never paid us. Also, I've ever received that instance. Also, he took the fertilizer and he said they are going to pay. It took time, so he was waiting for the payment. Sometimes, so always there's also a problem. We have also a problem with the delayed payment, the delayed delivery. Apart from delayed payment, yes, it happens. So, can you tell me more about your off season or during the drought? The products are stuck, are not moving, no one is buying, few people buy, there's no much work. In terms of percentage, the money you make during on season, in off season, which percentage? Can you compare this percentage which you make? If the day is bad, you can make 2%. Yeah, it is really worse. Is there any service which you give to your farmers apart from selling your farm inputs? I also visit their farms. E- Even I visit the shops because sometimes they run away or they elope with your money after taking things on credit. Sometimes you check the farmers what they are farming just to check, just to follow up so that they promptly pay. I visit them to give them no. I try. I visit them to also advise them and guide them. If they bring to if they bring to questions about the functionality of different products, how do you handle? I've ever studied agriculture. It is not difficult for me to reply to them. I have some idea and knowledge. Apart from the knowledge, is there anything which is needed to increase your understanding of the of the sector, especially for the new products. If these companies they know, is there any way how we can improve on your understanding of this sector? If the new products come on the market, either they can use different platforms like social media or internet, radio or TV. As an agro dealer, also they can prepare for me training to give me new knowledge about the new products to explain to the farmers. Do you think the training is only for agro dealers or farmers too? I think they should start with agro dealers instead of farmers, even though it is necessary, especially when the product is brand new on the market. For us who are marketing it, we need first to know about this product, not to be just abrupt. Some farmers they can organize a seminar and they cannot, sometimes they don't attend, but they listen a lot to radio, but sometimes they demand something after listening to the radio. Sometimes even they don't know the exact name of the product, but they describe the different agronomists to agronomists their products. They usually broadcast on the radios, so then you can estimate which product are they really talking about, and then you give them the product which they want. Which method would be easier for the farmer to know? Which channel can they use? The companies can make demos to demonstrate how the farmer should do. Farmers want to see and experience, even in some expo, during some conferences, also during some training or some exhibitions. They usually bring some some exhibits. So you have talked about exhibitions, but how about trainings? How many trainings can we do per year? It is better if these trainings are done in off season, like twice in a year. Is it for both for agro dealers and farmers, or just should it be twice for both farmers and agro dealers? So at least agro dealers is one time and then farmers twice. because agro dealers they understand quickly. How do you keep information for your customers? How do you keep the information for your contact, your clients? Sometimes I visit the farmers and I know how long have they been operating, so I can, so according to the experience and also the time they have been in operation, also according to that, I also extend the credit facility. It will determine how much credit I can give them. Also, I record in my book. Is there any way you want to obtain information for your customers which can help you to improve your business? I need a computer. You think it will be much better than using books to keep your records? In our country, Uganda, our country is developing every day. We are using digital. Do you use any apps or social media for advertising and promoting your business? I usually open TikTok. I plan to open TikTok account. Are there any plans you want to use? You plan to, or you use? Not necessary to advertise. I have, I have, I have Momo, mobile money. I have merchant code. How do you feel if there is a new app made by you or an agro dealer where it helps the farmer, where they can make the order and pick up the items from the shop? Do you think it would be possible? This app was there. It was called Easel Greek. You could make an order and they could bring for you the items, and even you could deposit money. The farmers, it was working for them, but for us agro dealers, we banned the app. Why did this program or system of ordering online or this app fail? It accepted credit payments. Sometimes these people they demand these products, yet you don't know their exact location. So I think it was about credit or finances, issues with finance. Maybe they lost lots of money. What is the possibility that the farmer will steal the owner of the app? It can. And what possibility is there if the owner of the app is the one who is going to embezzle money from the farmers, or the farmer embezzling money from the owner of the app? It can happen both ways. The owner of the app can, because usually apps require payment beforehand, so sometimes you don't know who the man you are depositing, who is in charge of the money, the finances on the app. Also, conmen can use the same app to call you. Even farmers can use the same app, confirming that they can pay after delivery. After receiving the products, they can disappear, or they complain about the product. Do you have any challenge reaching people who are in deep districts or deep villages? I usually have problems with transport. In a busy season, I don't have usually time to meet them, but during off season, I feel like I have to meet those I have to meet those farmers. So sometimes you have to check the coffee plantations. But also there are some times when some farmers they want you to visit them during the season, but you don't have anyone to live at the store to cater for the to care for the store. Who is responsible in case the product does not function the way it was prescribed? Is it the farmer? Is it the supplier? Is it the seller or the agro dealer? Especially the agro dealer faces the main problem. How the farmer takes the product, like maize product or fertilizer. Sometimes they use it improperly or bad. If the product fails, they usually require a refund. If you don't refund, it will become a bad name to your shop. They may say your products are all fake. Sometimes it is not your problem. I cannot say that there are many, but there are few. What do you depend on? How many people? What percentage do you come to conclude that that the product that the product you have or you're supplying it has some issue? So sometimes I instruct them to do exactly, but if they complain that they have some issues with the product, I have to go to visit their farms and do it myself to confirm. So if I confirm, then I have to visit the company where I picked the product to explain to them according to the situation. If I receive like 10 people who have the same complaint, then I have to deliver the issue to the suppliers or distributors of the company. If you find if you have a product and you have so many complaints about the product, if you receive these complaints yet you have their stock which is still a lot in your shop, How do you do? Is it possible to refund these, to replace these products which are in your shop? Do they allow you to return the goods or the products so that they can replace it? So old companies, they can do that, but new companies, sometimes they disappear from the market. Old companies, they come and they replace the products. How have you managed to compete with other shops within your area? It's because of these companies. They have supported me. Also sometimes also being trustworthy with those suppliers. Which other expense reduces your profits in your business apart from uh, buying new products? Transport usually takes rent, transport rent, they reduce my profits. Now we pay even revenue, we pay council fees, we pay for the garbage, we pay income tax. Also, you have to pay the Ministry of Agriculture. Also, there are some council fees which we pay like 3 times. Is there anything which you have not addressed in this conversation, and what would it be? The taxes which the taxes are too much. What suggestions would you give to the companies dealing in agriculture? What suggestions would you give to ETG, which other companies do but ETG does not do? Making sure that the chemicals are there in time. In the beginning of the season, I suggest. I think reduce the prices of some products, give us some targets. There are some products which you don't move with, so sometimes if we cannot pick the products from the company, there are some products which you don't advertise, also which you don't know about. Is there any way how you can, so is it possible to inquire from us, like Jojo, how many products do you want, and they can give you. If I request for 1000 bucks, maybe you give me 500, then as I pay as I deposit on your account. S- s- Some companies, they say they were not giving any credit schemes or credit on their products, but nowadays they just call and they say that we are going to give you credit for 1 month. What has inspired these companies to start opting for credit services, and they give you unlimited space for payment? I think they are comparing other companies which have also come up to give credit to the companies. At last, I think they were fearing defaulting these repayments. Sometimes the prices also, I want to comment on the prices, they differ for those people who have money. So some people, they are given at a different price. So so you find that some people are selling at a factory price, yet that is the price which you are buying at. So it reduces the competitiveness. So how can you solve this problem? So do you think the person who orders 1000 bags should be given at the same price with the person who takes 500 bags? It is impossible. So how should we tackle such problem? So you find that those people who have a lot of money, they can bring such products. Is there any way? Is there any way to reduce that competitiveness within the market? Is it possible to establish a standard price for selling some certain products, that those who are selling, those who are buying, that those who are are buying at the same price? You may find that the prices are different according to different suppliers, because some they buy it at different prices, because some they buy in bulk from the stores, yet some wholesalers they buy small quantities from the stores. So you find that some are given bigger discounts, some have no discounts. So also this affects their price on the market. So if the standard price is for selling a product is set up, then it would help also. Thank you, Madam Juanita, for your time. Thank you for your suggestions.